Jiro here for Umbra Games with a review of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for Nintendo Switch, released May 4th, 2018, and it's actually an enhanced port of the game released on February 21st, 2014 for Wii U. Tropical Freeze is the fifth main entry to the Donkey Kong Country series, the first three released on Super Nintendo in the 90s and developed by Rare. The latter two were by Retro Studios for Wii and then Wii U, the same developers of the Metroid Prime series. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, like its predecessor, plays as a 2D platformer, where you guide Donkey Kong through level after level by selecting it from a stage map, and completed when reaching a giant barrel at the end. Each map is a differently themed island taken over in the opening cinematic by the Snowmads, and the family goes through 5 islands before finally returning to Kong Island and clearing out the threat for good. In the single-player normal difficulty mode, you control DK, and he comes complete with ground pound, roll, and the ability to pick up some items and throw them. The roll attack speeds Donkey Kong up momentarily, allowing for bigger jumps and rolling off ledges to make those jumps. The pick up and pluck button is actually assigned to a different button, requiring a stop and grab to pick things up. Furthermore, you can find barrels with Kong family members in them, including Diddy, Dixie, and Cranky, each having a unique maneuver to help Donkey reach his goals. The character will ride on his back, with Diddy unleashing his jetpack, allowing the duo to float for a moment. Dixie swings her ponytail like a helicopter, giving a slight ascent when the jump is held. And Cranky Kong unleashes a Zelda 2, DuckTales Uncle Scrooge, Shovel Knight downward poke, allowing them to bounce off otherwise hazardous surfaces. Donkey Kong in normal mode has 2 hearts of life, and when he picks up a family member they add 2 hearts, and that family member will disappear when those first 2 hearts are gone. You can sometimes find hearts placed in the level to replenish. Per usual, there are the letters of K-O-N-G, Kong, to find in each level, and an assorted number of puzzle pieces. Kong has to be collected continuously in the same run without dying or hitting a checkpoint first, but puzzle pieces stay even if you die immediately after obtaining one in the attempt. As always, one of the keys to Donkey Kong Country's completion percentage is discovering and entering bonus stages. These are hidden behind walls, smashable objects, or found by jumping in transportation barrels. In addition to bananas, coins, and extra lives, you're awarded an aforementioned puzzle piece as well. These stages feature arrangements of bananas you have to get by barrel shooting and quick platforming within the time limit. The puzzle pieces in the bonus stages are pretty well hidden in this game. There are often objects on the ground like giant flowers or treasure chests that can be pounded to spout out a set of bananas that must be collected quickly before they disappear. That sometimes yield pieces, sometimes just give you a bunch of bananas. There's a flying banana train you must collect before time runs out, and also other times just collecting normal looking bananas in the environment can reveal things too, but you really have to be on the lookout. Upon game completion, it also opens a time trial mode where you can go back and beat each stage working towards gaining medals for your speed. Some levels also even have a secret exit that grants you access to additional levels via the world map. Collecting the puzzle pieces will open up some images in the extras menu. The extras also has figurines, which are basically the character models that you can purchase for 5 banana coins each from Funky's shop. These are basically character models you can just pick up and examine. You can also unlock dioramas to view by finding puzzle pieces in specific K levels. Music can also be played and accessed via the extra menu as you progress through the game. Speaking of which, there are quite a few classic pieces from the series that have been remixed and remastered, and this series has always had tunes that stuck in my head throughout the years. These remixes and remasters they're really well done. When you collect 100 bananas, you're awarded an extra life, and grabbing red balloons here and there does the same. As you collect bananas, you'll notice a meter in the upper left filling up, and when Donkey Kong has a partner, you can unleash a move with L and R that makes every enemy on the screen turn into a 1-up balloon. The banana coins you collect can be spent at Funky's shop for power-ups, including Kong family barrels you can keep in your inventory, and you can also purchase additional lives too. Retro Studios did a great job with presenting new mechanics and challenges, not only on theme with the islands, but also in increasing difficulty between stages. A DKC game wouldn't be complete without some minecart stages, and you'll see quite a few here, with some 2.5D tilting the camera angle for switching tracks. There are also some stages that feature a rocket-powered barrel that requires slight presses of the B button to navigate up and down while dodging obstacles. Hate to say it, but reminded me of Flappy Bird. You'll also face a boss, or some bosses, at the end of each island that come with its own mechanics, and I will say personally, these are some of the toughest bosses I can recall facing in a Donkey Kong Country game, each with multiple phases and take 9 or 10 hits. I've finished the first 3 Donkey Kong Country games. I didn't spend any time with 2010 Donkey Kong Country Returns, and jumping back in with this series, a little seems to have changed in the control scheme. These games, at least under Rare's control, used to feel pretty close to a Mario title, with tight, responsive controls, sprinting while holding the barrel pickup button. In Tropical Freeze, you feel like you're controlling a 500-pound ape. There's no more run button, instead you have to rely on the roll for acceleration for those longer jumps. You can feel the inertial change from a standstill to a full run, which of course helps to differentiate these games as their own style, but definitely takes some getting used to. One major addition to the Switch version of the game is that it can be played as Funky Kong, who keeps extra hearts, has the ability of all Kongs, and can breathe underwater indefinitely. So while not taking away all challenge from the game, it does help relieving a little of the stress for newcomers. This choice is made at the beginning of the game when starting a new save file and can't be changed once selected either way. The game does feature 2-player co-op where you can team up with members of the family. Smaller members can still ride on DK and shoot pellets to stun enemies. I didn't do any graphical comparisons between the Wii U and Switch versions, but the Switch version does look pretty great. Level intros, the use of that 2.5D and going into the background. Some of the lighting and art styles really look fantastic. Overall, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is a solid, challenging 2D platformer. New funky mode if it's too challenging for newcomers. Worlds with quite a few diverse environments and new mechanics and obstacles in nearly every level. Lots of well-hidden collectibles. Challenging bosses with unique patterns and mechanics. Controls that feel like you're moving a 500-pound gorilla. And quite a bit of replay value to find all those hidden things, as well as a time trial mode for each stage upon completion. Rated as a 2D platformer, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze receives an 85 out of 100 on my personal 0 to 100 scale, where 50 is an average game. This is Jiro for Umbra Games. Thanks for watching.